We're in the middle of April now. The mango trees have mostly completed flowering, and they've set fruit, and there's been some fruit drop. Usually the fruit drop is when the mangoes are very small and there's just too many small mangoes on a panicle, and a lot of those small fruit will drop. But what we're seeing right now is a lot of fruit drop that is not small. There are just lots and lots of mangoes that looked perfectly healthy. There's no yellowing involved, they just got knocked off of the tree. And of course, the reason that they got knocked off the tree is this wind. It sort of comes in waves, and this tree is a lemon meringue tree, and it seems to have gotten hit particularly bad. It's a fairly tall tree for our grove. We cut everything every year, but this one is a little bit taller, so there's not really a tree to the east of it to block the wind. The east side of this tree is the tree that has been hardest hit, of course, because the wind is coming out of the east, and there's just a lot of fruit that seems like it could have developed on this on the tree that is now on the ground. On the west side of this tree, there's not as much fruit drop. Another thing is that there are trees, the same kind of trees, just west of this one, and they are faring much better because this tree is blocking the wind for them. So a lot of fruit drop does occur, a lot when it's really small, but even when the fruit gets bigger. But then you get a wind event and you get even more fruit that drop. Good news is that we still have a significant amount of fruit on this tree, so hopefully what's on there will stay. Well, here we are at the bottom of the hill. Behind me is Venus, very nice fruit, and it has a small amount of fruit and a large amount of flowers. This is in sharp contrast to practically every other tree in the grove. In our main grove, we have some trees that have a significant amount of fruit that is on the trees, and then they have some flowers here and there that are developing. Here it's the opposite, just a small amount of fruit and lots of flowers. Now, of course, the wind can wreak havoc on the fruit that's hanging on the trees, but it's actually a problem for developing flowers also. And the problem is, if you have a lot of wind, it can actually dry out the flowers, and so that they cannot be pollinated. So I'm hoping that's not the case for all of the situations where we have flowers, but especially for this tree, because this is just a significant amount of flowers on this tree right now. So we're hoping that the wind doesn't dry out the flowers, and that we actually will have 2 crops of Venus on this tree, a small early crop, and then these hopefully will be like a significant amount, I'm fingers crossed, of later Venus fruit.